It's so good to see all of you. And if you're new here, my name is Dolores and my channel is The Baking Diva. But today we're not going to be doing any baking. As promised, I told you that if I had any news on our dear friend Barb from the YouTube channel, Take Control Beauty, that I would come back and talk to you about it. I spoke to Barb recently, and she was hoping up till the very last minute that she could do this update for you. But she's just not well enough to do it. She's very weak, her voice is very weak, and she's just not able to get through a video. So she asked me if I would do it for her, and I was happy to oblige. Unfortunately, Barb is really struggling. She's not doing that well at all. As you know, she was diagnosed with cancer, I guess about 4 months ago. And it turned out that it was breast cancer that had metastasized to her spine. Well, she has been in pain for quite a long time. I believe she started with this pain in her back. It'll be going on a year now. And, you know, everybody thought, well, we talked about it. Maybe it was arthritis, or she had fallen, maybe that did something. But the pain was just getting worse instead of better. So finally she did go to the doctor, and after going through a multitude of tests, they did discover it was breast cancer. And it had spread, it had metastasized to her spine. So those of you that have followed my last couple of health reviews on Barb, you'll know that she was in the hospital and she did have radiation on her spine. Unfortunately, the radiation hasn't seemed to help and the pain has not gone away. She said she is in pain every single day. She's very tired and she rests a lot, and you know, pain really drags you down. So she went for a CAT scan, I believe it was last week, and she informed me that the CAT scan showed that there was more cancer that had spread to the lower portion of her spine. So she is now going to have more radiation. So I know they don't do radiation twice in the same spot, but she's going to have radiation now on the lower part of her spine where they discovered more of the spots on the CAT scan. Now, most of you know Barb pretty well if you're here, and she's been a wonderful friend to me. We are just like sisters. I call her the sis. She's my sis by another mother. But anyway, we still talk, but not as much as we used to because she's just not even up to it. And I can hear it in her voice. She is struggling. Barb is struggling a lot. And can you imagine being in that kind of pain every single day with no relief? I mean, that has to drag you down. I can't even imagine it. And Barb, you know, has always been a very positive person. She's very positive. She's very an uplifting person, and there's just something about her. It's not that for her age, she's 80 years old, it's not that she's beautiful just on the outside, but Barb has that special something where she just has that beauty on the inside, and people see right through that, and that's why so many people love her and follow her channel. I know we were talking recently and she said that I just hope that I taught my subscribers who watched my videos something, and maybe they learned something from me. She is so grateful for all the support you have given her. And I just feel so bad, you know. I didn't write a speech, but this is just coming from my heart, and it makes you sad when bad things happen to good people. And I miss my Barb. I miss my old Barb. But she's a fighter, and she's fighting the fight, let me tell you. So that's about the update now. Unfortunately, I wish it was better, but it isn't so good. So I'm not sure. I imagine soon she'll be starting more radiation, and she's just hoping that just maybe that radiation might, relieve some of the pain she has. I can't even imagine having constant pain, and she said the pain is excruciating. So that's where Barb is at now. Trust me, if she could, she'd be on here talking to you herself. But she thinks and loves her subscribers so much that she just doesn't like to leave everybody hanging. And so she did ask me, would you do another health update for me? And I said, of course I would. You don't have to ask twice. So that's going to bring me to the next subject I wanted to talk to you about. Barb is going to need some extra support from you to take care of all the bills she has to pay. She has health insurance, but trust me, those of you who have had this illness know that the health insurance does not cover everything. And the bills are just piling higher and higher and higher. And both Barb and her husband Denny, who you've seen on some of her videos, the only income they have coming in is the monthly Social Security for each of them. And that isn't all that much. They don't have a pension plan or any other kind of income. And Barb is very worried about it. She said there's just no way they can keep on top of all these bills. And every time you turn around, there's something else that she has to have done. It's unbelievable. So to assist this, in this challenge, I have set up a GoFundMe account for Barb. A couple of the subscribers had suggested this a few months ago, but when I spoke to Barb about it, I guess she was hoping that things would be a little better by now, and she didn't really want to do it. But now she's struggling both financially and physically, and she needs help. I wanted Barb to be able to focus on her health and not worry about this financial burden that is hanging over her and Denny's head. Now, she understands very well, as do I, that everyone is not going to be able to contribute to the GoFundMe account. But, YouTube is a community, and your friends on YouTube become your family. So even if you can't donate, maybe you can share the GoFundMe with a friend or another YouTuber who may be not seeing this video here today, and maybe they would be willing to help her. The GoFundMe campaign can make a significant difference, and it can help others too. So I just wanted us all to rally around Barb and her husband Denny and see if there's any way we can help them with some financial support. Trust me, Barb didn't want to have to ask. She doesn't want to feel like she's begging everyone. And I said, Barb, don't feel that way. There are a lot of people that are more than willing to help those in need. So I'm going to put down below in the description box or the more box the link to Barb's GoFundMe that I created for her. Now be aware that all the money goes directly to Barb. I don't see any of this, nor does anyone else, and it goes towards her medical expenses. Now if you do donate, because I've donated to several GoFundMes before, you will notice you have options on how much you want to donate. I mean, you can donate as little as $5 if you want, but GoFundMe does take a tiny bit out, and it isn't much, trust me. It could just be a matter of cents, just for the administrative fees of the banking and transferring to her bank and all the other paperwork that they have to do. So I wanted you to be aware of that so you're not surprised, but trust me, it's minimal. It's really minimal. So anyway, I don't want to say goodbye without making sure you're aware that Barb loves you all. She thinks about you all the time. She also wants to thank many of you who months ago may have sent her some money through PayPal or sent her cards and gifts. I know that a few people have asked if I would be willing or she would be willing to give out her home address, but I'm sure you all understand that it's not really a good idea to put your home address on social media. I know I wouldn't do it, and I don't do it on my channel. So, but she wanted to make sure that I thanked all of you from the bottom of her heart. So, if it's possible, Barb will be back, but she said she really at this point doesn't know if she will be able to come back. Time will tell. Right now she can't. So if you're able to donate to her GoFundMe, I know Barb and Denny would be so appreciative, and they wouldn't have to worry about all of that while they're worrying about healing and getting better. It's terrible to get off track, but it's terrible in this country where a lot of people can't even afford to pay their medical bills. It's really a shame. And a lot of people can't even get the care they need because some of them don't even have insurance. So anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Spread the word about Barb. Like I say, not everybody watches my channel. She did put something on her community page yesterday, but it was basically just to tell everybody they could tune in to me today, and I would do a health update on her. So I love Barb. I love her to bits. We have been friends now for, I want to say, maybe 5+ years. I met her on YouTube. We used to talk almost every day, but now every few days we try to get a few words in. We type messages to each other or do voicemails because she rests a lot and she's in pain a lot and she's just too weak and she's not up to doing it. So please keep the prayers coming. I just want to thank you for standing with Barb and her husband Denny through this really challenging time they're going through.